Alright, so you guys are probably wondering what this server is and what are you supposed to do. And maybe you clicked on this video because you've done the basic stuff that I just showed you through all the other tutorial videos and you don't know what to do, because that's fine, because this server, it takes like a little bit of knowledge just to know what to do to have fun. It's not like your average server where you just survive and you do all this extra little stuff. Yes, we have extra little stuff like quests and um, like Spirit World, Arena, Pro Bending in the future, which I don't know how long in the future you guys are watching this video. Um, but basically, our main goal of the server was to create a world that replicates the show. Basically, we want to make it feel like you're living in the show. So in past seasons, what people have done is they just said to themselves, "Oh, what would I do if I was in the show?" For example, let me see if I can find him. Local Gecko here. He's been the Earth King for like 5 seasons in a row. This being the 5th season. So what he chose to do was to create his own nation and run it. Like he would just have structured government. So he'd have council members, jobs, citizens. He'd just hire people to do stuff. They would host events, like they'd have they'd have a marketplace, and they'd have tournament events, host different stuff. And I said, "Why did you make a tournament event?" And he said, "I just wanted to bring people to my nation so they could buy stuff while they're here." There's a lot of detail that goes into that, because there's also plants that spawn in different areas, and maybe they sell stuff more frequently than other towns that you can't buy stuff in other towns at. I mean, it totally depends. It's up to the players to create it, just like it's up to the people in the show to create their own towns and stuff, or nations. So yeah, what he chose is you could go and basically find step one, I guess we could call this. I'll put it up on the screen. Find a town or a nation. Um, be a citizen there, get a job, try to work your way up the ranks, or you can start your own nation. There's a lot of people right now that are trying to set up their own nation. Um, so that's something you could also do. Do the same thing that Local Gecko, the Earth King, did. This is the very beginnings of it, but eventually they'll have it all filled out, have events, various things like that. On top of that, there's different things you could do. For me specifically, another idea I had was to create a small temple slash village in the Northern Water Tribe, and kind of just build like a little town, teach waterbenders specifically really good waterbending, and then sell ourselves basically for missions, so people could hire us for missions, kind of. So we'd be mercenaries, and that's how we'd make our money. So there's different ways you guys can choose to make money when you first join, starting a town. Obviously, you have the basic way to get money, like mining, so you can start your own town. But on top of that, you can choose other ways. You could also start your own business, like a casino, um, like anything. You could literally do anything. Your own shops. Um, what these guys did, EIB, is it's a travel company. They obviously haven't really started much. It's just a little. This is one of their outposts, but their main goal is to create transportation systems across all of the Earth Kingdom, which is pretty big. I can slap a map on the screen maybe here, but they want to create um, transportation systems all across the world, so people can transport stuff like goods more easily, and people would pay for that. So that's another way to make money. You just got to be creative with it. Biggest thing I want you guys to take away is you got to talk to people, meet some friends, see what they're up to, and yeah, most people get bored. They don't know what to do. There's so much things you got to work for. You got to find a project or find something you want to work towards, and it's a blast. Obviously, there's side quests you can do. You can go on quests with friends, start a village together, learn how to bend. But yeah, mostly working on nations and going to war is kind of the goal of the server. Kind of building up your empire with people and builds and farms and getting more money, getting more land, And in the end, the most we usually end the season when one nation controls almost all the other nations, or they own all the nations. We'll have to kind of see where that pans out to. But yeah, hopefully you guys can work your hardest to become the most powerful nation. Obviously, that's like the main goal of the server. There's also side goals. You don't have to become the most powerful nation. You can become this guy that travels around and sells shit to people. Like, it doesn't have to be. You can be a traveling merchant. You can do whatever you want, just like in the show. But we kind of set the main goal of the whole server to create a nation and be the strongest nation. But anyways, hopefully you guys listened to all the words that I was talking about. If not, feel free to rewind. It's actually pretty important to have fun server to listen to all of that there. Hopefully it was useful, and yeah, message anybody that you want if you have any questions.